Welcome back, everyone, to Pandemonium Season 3, Session 17. As the group is in the War for Kata arc, the team has just initially split the party for a moment as Callista Varia, a newcomer to the island of Kata, broke off with Belric to go fulfill a vision that they both got from different sources, finding that someone had stolen the Exalted seed that could be used to create a sanctuary in the lands of Kata. The two initially split off, finding that the Arisen, a group of undead that the Gavels had encountered earlier throughout their trek in Eteria, were the ones behind stealing the seed and were slowly tainting the forest of Vesuvia, kind of using the seed to make almost a new kind of birthing place for the Arisen, because the Gavels in their first arc learned that they could only be born or only be reborn in this sense within the shores of the wastelands of Ada. But they were trying to spread that same rot, that same sense of decay and undead as a gift to Kata. But with the remaining party joining up with them and clashing with the T-Rex as well as a fallen Flame Keeper, the group was able to learn a little bit more, defeat the initial guards, and begin pressing into the forest of Vesuvia, seeing the rot and decay almost spreading as they went until they had a final showdown. Where they saw that the sanctuary seed was being utilized as a battery while being actively corrupted as the Arisen were trying to spread their rot, corrupt the seed, as well as corrupting the real or the actual, I don't know, the non-red Bruins of Fessia, the original, there we go, Bruins of Fessia, as they were trying to corrupt them and turn them into Arisen to help defend their new tainted locale. But luckily, the group pulled together, and while it looked dire for a bit, it looked like they were going to get pretty much a sweep with all things. The group was able to come back, stop the ritual that was tainting the forest, save the sanctuary seed from being corrupted, as well as free the Bruins of Fessia before the rot spread to them. And that is where we're going to pick back up. The Gavels, you all are in kind of near the heart of this forest. You see this glowing emerald seed almost pulsating in front of you. You see most of the rot that had spread from the Arisen that sort of receded, almost falling out of power once the portal and the Arisen were defeated. And you see the Bruins of Fessia. Mostly lying within the wooden cage, and they were trapped within. What do the Gavels do?
I think Belric, he would be in wonder of the seed, and he would recognize it from his dream. But his first thing that he would do is he would rush over and start trying his best to free the Bruins and start tending to them.
Perfect. As you rush over to, you see kind of slowly standing to his feet, like almost shakily. It takes you a moment just with some of the stress and kind of the clear wear and tear with nearly being corrupted by the Arisen. But you see Raynor kind of like shakily stand to his feet. You see the elf who looks like probably from human terms to be late 40s, early 50s, but is far older. Stand to his feet. He's got jet white hair. You kind of see him almost slowly kind of rub his eyes and try to shake himself awake as he begins to kind of do a quick survey of the same.
What I've known, did Raynor and I's paths cross when I was in the Bruins?
Yeah, so I think you wrote that he was the one that gave you your longbow.
Okay, that's right. Yeah. Okay. I would help him to his feet as best I could, and I'd say, "Hey, my brother," and just kind of pat him on the back, dust him off. What the hell happened here?
You see, like, for a moment, he looks confused, but then you see he kind of smiles, especially as he catches sight of your bow, and he goes, Belric, I, I did not expect to find you here, but it is a good sight to see you well. Especially, and you kind of see him panic for a moment until he sees the sanctuary seed is still whole and uncorrupted in there. And then you see him smile and he goes, especially since you saved the seed. Well met, friend. It's good to see you again.
Hi, it's good to see you and the Bruins. Here, let's help them up, and then I would start tending to them with him. I think I would try casting a spell called Revitalizing Grove.
All right.
That I think helps heal some folks up. I'll post it here shortly.
Perfect. How does that look if you cast that grove?
Sorry, go ahead.
How does that look if you cast that?
Well, let me find it so I can see what it does first. Bear with me here. I don't think it made it over. Let me find it from the compendium. Anyway, I'm assuming so as we're as Raynor's tending to everyone and helping them, I'm kind of like, I'll close my eyes and as this area is a little bit tainted because of the arisen, but you'll start seeing I'll close my eyes and you'll start seeing green kind of creeping back into it and sprouting up from the ground, and with it just kind of organically healing some of the nature there and getting rid of some of the corruption.
You see Raynor looks impressed. He goes, not only did you save my skin, it looks like you've learned some magic. Have you been inducted?
Inducted?
You can see if Luke smile goes, has the warden reached out to you?
I've heard from the warden, and he came to me in my dream, and this is how I ended up here. We came to Kata to help to help the cause, and and then just last night in the dream, my friend and I saw that help was needed up here, and I would nod over to Callie.
Callie goes by the seed.
You see Raynor kind of smiles and goes, well, last time I saw you could barely shoot straight, and now you're casting magic, converting with wardens, and saving my own skin. You've done well, little one.
It all started, and it's all thanks to you guys, and he would nod over, and I still got this companion, and he'll point over to Bear.
And you see he smiles and yells, Bear! Are you still allowing him just to call you Bear? Is he giving you a full name yet?
Bear would come over almost like a puppy and just come over and start nudging him and kind of saying hi to some of the other companions there that he hasn't seen in years, or at least a year, I would imagine.
And you see Raynor is going through and getting kind of treating the companions, utilizing some mixture of medicine and magic to get more of the Bruins back on their feet. And you see kind of almost this ragtag group of rangers and survivalists is the best way to put it. Many of them have bows. All of them seem to be clad in either light armor or more natural style armor. Many of them kind of clad with heavier armor that was made from bark and a tree. And you see as Raynor goes to the last bear, you see he gives it kind of just holds his hand out. You see a glowing light come from it. And you see this large white bear kind of roar back into life. And as Raynor looks up and he goes, well, I owe you a drink after this, but there's one thing we must do. And he kind of looks over to Callie, the seed, and the rest of the gavels too. And he goes, well, you all were the one that pulled our asses out of the fire. But we need to to plant this seed. We need to cultivate it. We need this to become our new sanctuary.
Yes, we should prepare the ground, clear out the corruption. I will, of course, be honored to be the one who plants it with all of your aid.
You see right now, he gives a look to Belric. He kind of gives like a glance over to you.
I think I think she's trying to get in the good graces of Hera. As long as it's under our supervision, I see no issue with it. Do you, Rainier?
You kind of see him smile. He goes, well, I can't get knocked out twice in one day, so I imagine she won't try anything too fishy. He does look to the rest of the Gavels and goes, well, it seems you've got quite the eclectic crew with you. Who else are your friends here?
How rude of me. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
I just wanted to mention this entire time Crash has been watching this camaraderie from a bit afar, just with this look on his face of like desperately wanting that himself.
How rude of me. I got caught up, but these are my my new companions, and we're called the Grove. And then I would start introducing Crash, Wisteria, Will, and Callie. And when I'm saying we're the Grove, I kind of like look over to Callie. I'm like, like we are the Grove, and I'm like, these are the four of the members of it. So, just kind of to ease it over and just say like, yeah, she's included in it. And yeah, I would leave it at that. Just the introduction.
Do
You hear
mean
one
gavel?
of the other Bruin kind of
The gavel. Good go. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good
I
Lord.
was confused for a
Holy
second.
cow.
Wait, is he like submitting a proposal for a name
Oh,
change right now?
That's what I thought. I thought we were like rebranding. And,
Oh, no, the
and
Grove
do
is
it.
the campaign one team.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. We're the Gavels of Evisara. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
You're good, you're good.
Hey, Belric spent through a lot in the past day.
Yeah. Old habits.
You do see one of the Bruins pipe up and he goes, I told you, Captain Radar. He was one of the ones that pissed those Itarians off.
We did that. Yeah, we did a good job of doing that, and then I would kind of just like hope that some other folks would jump in.
Will is off screen introducing himself to somebody else. Just Will of Rashanael, Chief Recruitment Officer of the Gavel of Evisara. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
You see, all of them have their own companion bears from different sizes and almost species, but they're a little bit like outside of Raynor. They're a little bit not shell shocked, but definitely like you can see they went through an ordeal, but they'll do all greet you warmly as you go through.
Once he's done with that, Will's gonna go back over to Kylie. So are you gonna need assistance with this ritual or whatever it is you're doing?
Assistance would be appreciated. Maybe let me take the lead, but if it lashes out with extra vitality, hopefully you have me covered.
Always.
Perfect.
That's
Callie,
like
how do you
twice
Okay.
now. First, God, sorry, I'm forgetting the names here. Andrew, what's your character's name again?
Belric?
Yes, that's silly. Okay, first, Belric said that, we're all part of the Gavels, and so she nodded, and then when Will says always to her, asking him to swash her back, now she feels touched, and no tears, but the edges of the leaves get a little dewy. So she is just feeling it with her vines, and she's not assigning this to Dura. She's herself going up to the seed and just testing and feeling with her nature magic to check, first of all, if it is completely free of corruption right now. Can it be moved? And then if it can, will it accept her to be the one that moves it?
Give me a nature check. Take a +2 circumstance bonus.
Oh, all right. That's going to be a hero point. Yeah.
There we go.
That-
So you feel it pulsing with natural magic. You feel almost as you touch it, like almost feels like it transports you back into the Aurea forest. You feel that sense of life, that sense of vitality. Almost the same smells come through. You feel like it almost resonate with your own magic for a moment, and you do feel it accept your touch, and it seems like it will accept being moved. You almost feel like a sense of yearning and acceptance at the same time.
Oh, that's a thrill of recognition. And if anyone watches the lightning that goes up her back, as then she will reach out and hold it and then gently like cradle the magic over and start bringing it over to where the Bruins are.
As you're bringing it over, I'm gonna be like, "Do you know what the hell you're doing with this? I've never seen anything like this before."
Well, Hura will guide us.
Remind me, how big is this thing again?
Oh yeah, so it is like twice as big as a watermelon, so kind of like about this big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here will guide us,
Well, she's going to just wait for a couple of beats to see if Rainier or anyone pipes out if they know the protocol. If not, she will totally improvise.
You see, Rado, like how confident is Callie looking at this moment? Like, is she projected confidence, or is she?
Yes, she is. Yeah, she moves over there. Are we ready to begin this?
You see, Rado gets one more look to Belric. The Belric doesn't object; he just gives a nod.
I shrug and I'm just sitting there like, seems right to me.
Okay, then. Gavels, I need you to clear out any remnants of any signs of the corruption from this area. This is the center. This is where the seed will be held. Bruins and all of your companions together. I need you to go towards that center area and dig for me a place to put this seed most holy.
I want it to be known when it was said, Gavels, start clearing out the corruption. Zero hesitation, Crash brought out the flamethrower again. Like already burning it away.
You see a few dirty looks from the Bruins, but they do not say anything as you go through. But their actual bears, those rush to the center where Callie called out, and they begin digging with their front paws, leveling out a deep hole in the ground.
Just preemptively, I don't know what, if anything, is going to happen. Will doesn't super know, but I'm going to cast guidance just in case there's anything that might help with in the next couple of minutes on Kalista Vara, and you're just going to hear the voice of Rashanael saying, "You move with holy purpose."
Belric would kind of be like supervising alongside her and be like, "I'm not hearing anything from here, but this looks right." And Bear would be helping digging the hole with, I think, a lot of the companions. I think it could get dug pretty quickly.
Perfect. You see the energy from the seed begin to grow and grow. Callie, as you bring it closer to your improvised, I don't know if there's a word for seeding location, but seeding location. Maybe that should be a word. But Callie, Belric, what do you guys do next?
She she looks around, and then for this last part, she sees the support coming from Belric. She says, Belric, as on behalf of Hura, invite you to represent the Warden so that we both may place this seat together.
I accept, and I would help kind of lift the siege.
Okay,
Hold
and
the
then
seat.
when he's very close by, she says, very low whisper, are there any updated prayers to Hura that I should know about?
I stopped getting the newsletter a long time ago.
Could you go back to the email server?
Yeah. I would just shrug.
Okay, all right. Well, she closes her eyes, uses that little link that Rashanael has to divinity to try and connect to Hura, and then she will just start a prayer to Hura as she places the seed into the ground.
Perfect. As you place the seed into the ground, it seems to pulse even deeper the closer it gets to the soil. As you drop it in, you're almost blinded by a flash of green energy bursting through it. For those who weren't looking at the direction, you can almost see the trees enlarge, the vines that were on the ground pump through, almost like pumping in rhythm, like a heartbeat, coming from the same pulse that is coming from the seed. You see this energy just like almost blow past you guys, going through all of the natural areas. You hear the bears, your bear and the other bears roar out at the same time as this energy passes through them. You hear other creatures within the forest give a similar, either a roar, howl, whatever their species does, almost, but not in fear or rage, almost a joyful and celebration. As this energy comes bursting through them, you see flowers begin to bloom, and you just feel this energy of just raw, untapped nature just explode across. And for those who are looking at it as your vision clears, you see two people. People's a loose term to use for them, but you see two beings standing in front of you. Belric, you recognize one completely. You see this large werewolfian type figure in front of you, with these golden gleaming eyes, vicious looking claws, standing almost two heads above even the tallest of the Bruins. And you see the warden coming through, mouth open, his eyes carefully evaluating across the scene. And for Belric and the rest of you all, you see one that you guys aren't very familiar with. But Callie, you were once upon a time. You see, well, Callie, you would know her as a cultivator. You see this Goharn with this leafy green skin, blazing violet eyes, just looking across. You see vines almost pulling towards her as she kind of just lightly walks across this newly sanctified soil. You see her clothes spun out of leaves and bark. You see her just kind of just almost going through and just touching, kind of breathing upon this newfound soil. But you look up, or the first to speak is the warden. And as you see he speaks, the Bruins kind of all drop down, kind of bowing their heads as he speaks. And you hear him give almost a roar as he goes, "Well done. We have a new sanctuary. Belric, Raynor, you have done it. And Raynor, you did it before the giants did. As in nature, there's always competition, and you all proved to be the strongest pack. Well done."
I would like kind of like I would kneel down and I would be like, we're looking forward to this forest growing. However, the war is not done, and Kata is not safe. Continue to be on your guard, especially around here.
You see the warden nods, and you hear him give out another howl, and he goes, "All sanctuaries must be defended." Wise words, Beric. And you see, before he speaks again, you see the cultivator. She kind of almost walks around like she is just inspecting the trees, inspecting the vines, and inspecting the flowers. And you see them all grow larger or bloom or just grow deeper in color as she does. But you see her finally look up, and she looks up at Callie, and you hear her go, You're here."
As always, I seek only to promote all of the interests and well-beings of the Goran. And this tribute to Hura and the spreading of the sanctuary is also with that aim.
So I do have a question for Callie. Is Dura summoned at the moment?
Oh, I knew it. Okay, so here's the thing. I forgot to unsummon Dura. And Callie also forgot because she got excited. So when the figure appeared, she's telepathically getting Dura to just make herself small. But she's still there in like line of sight. So
Okay.
whatever you have to do, go for it.
You do see she's like, the cultivator looks at you for a moment and smiles and goes, "Well, I did ask for more, and this is certainly. You still have that creature, that abomination with you? We told. As the hero, the goddess hero was born of the gods, both life and death. All things must be born, and all things must die. You still drag that corpse along with you?"
Verdura is as I was. And I do not see an issue. And the reverence is leaving her voice right now. With my own past life helping me out in my goals.
You hear the warden chuckle a bit, and you hear him go, "In this case, I say the ends justify the means. We have a sanctuary." And you hear a wave go.
She's going to interject. Dura also helped me take out an arc factory which was destroying the environment around it. A lot of good can be done.
You know that section of Warrior Forest is still tainted, don't you? Still corrupted with that magic.
Makes herself small.
But be that as it may, today is a day for celebration. Callie, we will talk. Across the Varia, we will talk more about this later, but know that you have done at least a measure of good today. And they look around to, you see the warden go, "And your gavels have also done good today. Will, Rashadel, we appreciate your assistance. Same to you, Wistaria. You have come through for us. You have the heartfelt thanks of the Orient Forest."
Crash is going to look to them for a moment, and I want to know when it was like being mentioned, like, oh, you're still dragging around that corpse and all the details there, that perked Crush's interest. Partly, like, at first it's like, oh, the abomination, they're talking about me. Like, he perked up, like, my name was that, but then he started listening, like, okay. And when he realizes his name isn't said, he'll actually pipe up. And what about I?
You hear the warden growl, and he goes, "It speaks to me."
There is a brief pause before Crash turns to the side and just goes, "I'm speaking. I didn't know I could speak in language. Huh? Oh, language." It is just an instant, immediate regret of like him trying to step up to, like, oh goodness, I've become the priority target.
Warden, this is our friend and comrade Crash. He was a great help on the battlefield, and helped us secure this victory. Everyone around this battlefield is deserving of praise today.
You almost see the cultivator give a more like a sarcastic smile as she sees the warden's discomfort, and he goes, "Well, don't the ends justify the means, as you just said a moment ago?" He looks back and he just growls and fine. This is a celebratory day. Even abominations can be here today. And if you must be celebrated, you also must be rewarded. We offer you your choice of either the power to turn heroes' magics as your own, or the blessing of one of the wild's enhancements to your physical form. We will know what you choose, and by our magic empowered by Hera, we will bless you. Even the abomination.
This time, Crash speaks more seriously and just says, "Hera deals with living things occurring in nature." And his eyes aren't meeting this great avatar at all. He's looking down to the earth. But Erde's body and flesh, dead and sacrificed as it is from whence all of Hera's magics arise. I came from Erde, her stone, the gifts of her iron ore made into steel, made from her children's hands, and being brought into being by the children of Erde. Perhaps you can consider me akin to some insects made from animal husbandry. Perhaps you can consider me some bird made of wax and wings, or just another abomination. And he would look up this time. But to me, I was born of the same earth that holds these forests.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Fuck! Could I possibly argue for something else?
You're trying to convince him of something on this one. I'll hear your case, but I would say it's a long shot.
Survival?
Unfortunate, no.
Alright, diplomacy. Which is a +0. 15. At level 11.
You see the warden almost like immediately just looks he looks over you. Like he walks over to Raynor and begins discussing kind of plans for the sanctuary. The cultivator gives you kind of that same sarcastic smile, and she goes, "Well, it was an interesting thought. But you stated the reason why you were an abomination in your speech. We are born from the gods. You are born from mortals." And with that, she does turn and goes, "Well, there are other preparations that must be made to make sure the sanctuary is maintained for the future. Calistavaria, Beric, we would keep you for the night. The rest of you all have our deepest thanks. She goes, but your gift. Do you all have in mind what you would receive? Would you receive magic from us, or would you receive bodily enhancement, utilizing our own creatures here? Are you prepared?
I wish for the winds to bring me the knowledge of that which is around me, just like the air brings it to the leaves of the trees. I wish to be able to hear more precisely.
You see the warden growls, and then you see him dig his claws into the earth, and you see him raise it up, kind of like, and the earth begins to glow as he sprinkles some of the earth over you. Tilsavaria, with your graft, what does that look like as you see this magic kind of wash over you and give you that echolocation?
It is this. The leaves, they move and rattle, and then the sound comes through her ears. So, little like click sort of goes out and then comes back, and then goes out and comes back. And then the more she practices, the more she can make it subsonic so that it's not even audible to other people. And then she will thank the warden graciously.
You see him kind of slightly bow his head, and then walk back to Raynor and begin discussing. And for the rest, actually, Belric. What does Belric choose?
Yeah, I would select Wall of Thorns and just say I want more power over nature, the ability to protect ourselves, and manipulate the battlefield in the name of Hera.
You see the cultivator smile, and then she reaches out to one of the newly blooming roses near her, and you see her just deftly reach in between her fingers, pluck a thorn, and then she walks over and says, "This may hurt for a moment, but it'll grant you your power." If she doesn't see any resistance, she goes through and just lightly pokes the palm of your hand with the thorn, and you feel just like this rush of energy through you, and you see the thorn begins to glow. She goes, "Keep this with you. Once per day, you'll be able to call upon Hera's magics to wall off those who would defy it or defile it."
I would bow down graciously.
Crash would step up once more and in a slightly louder voice to make sure they actually acknowledge him, yet still somewhat timidly, given what these avatars are, he would somewhat demand, "I wish a fragment of what I had returned to me. The wings once gifted to me by Silas."
You see the warden look and goes, "I can grant you wings. I will not grant you metal abominations. If you wish wings, they will be of living material."
So be it. Not the first time I've had to fix myself with something of the same.
And you see him kind of same thing, but a little less reverence. But he grabs the soil and he sprinkles it over. You see his magic flowing through it, and he says, "Servants of Hera always keep our words." And you see that magic go through. What does your graft look like as these living wings come on?
I went with the gliding membrane as kind of a step towards Crash's eventual 13th level ancestry feat. And that I imagine would look akin to the back of his armor kind of opening up like a beetle. Or, well, armor, skin, flesh, however you'd say it. And folding out being these kind of very natural veins like roots, kind of wings popping out like beetle wings.
Nice.
Not enough. Elytra, not enough to fly, but enough to keep him from falling to his death in most cases.
Perfect.
That's so much better than what I was imagining, which was like flying squirrel flesh just grafted straight onto the metal in between.
I would listen. As much as I love Biopunk, I'm not gonna do that to this character.
I appreciate the discretion.
Will or Wisteria, do you guys have anything in mind?
I do.
I'll ask for the knowledge to understand even just a fragment of what Hira has placed into every living being that gives them the power to move, act, and live, so that I might repair it more efficiently.
You see the cultivator walks up, and you see she grabs like kind of just this hint of a vine, and then she walks through and goes, "Of course, we can grant you that. Nature, all things breathe, all things bleed, all things are made up of the vital pieces that keep them moving." And she goes and wraps this vine around your head, and you feel like for a moment just this influx of power. But as you look through, for just the briefest of moments, for all of the beings except for the cultivator and the warden, you can see flashes of lungs, flashes of hearts, flashes livers, the blood pumping through their veins. You see as this vine kind of withers and just almost transfers its own essence within you. You just see kind of the flow of life in nature and and what makes it tick.
Beautiful.
And then you see the warden look at Will, and he goes, "Rashani Isles, Will, what would you have of us for your boon?"
Like a minute ago, I think only Belric would have heard it. I just looked at who has the highest perception of everyone. But Will has sort of quietly whispered to himself, "Okay, Rashani, I need you to be quiet for just a moment. I can't hear anything anybody saying." And then, because he was clearly like something was happening and he couldn't hear any of it. But Will will say, "Well, I suspect that soon we have accumulated some enemies, and I worry that they might attempt more subtle ways of attempting to dispatch us. So I was hoping that perhaps I might have some defense against that. So mechanically, I'm picking what is it called again? Tube worm gland, which helps me against poisons. And as soon as they do it, whatever they do, Will's just like, as his esophagus is replaced with like the flesh of some other creature. I think it to Wisteria, I don't know how Wisteria feels about it, but it's like just suddenly his just esophagus changes colors, and only Wisteria can see it with her organ sight.
If anybody reads the notes from today, they're in gory detail of everything she sees.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think tears running down his face because some part of his body just changed dramatically.
You see the warden gives you a nod, and he goes, "Rashani Will, one of the angels that supports your sister. You are welcome here."
Thank you. It didn't hurt, but it's very weird.
But you see the warden and the cultivator look at all of you and go, "Well, you all will always be welcome in the divine sanctuary that you have helped to create. But for this night, we must finish our protections. And we must," you kind of see he pauses for a moment. "We must know that you will help us. protect these lands and not try to despoil them or sell them to those who would despoil them.
We appreciate your gracious blessings.
Will just sidesteps.
Zero commitment.
You see the warden's piercing eyes looking kind of across, they're focusing on Belric, and then occasionally flickering back to Callie.
Yes, we'll protect the sanctuary with. I'll protect the sanctuary with my life. Kanda is ours now, and the sanctuary is neighboring. Yeah, I will do my best to oversee this, and I'm assuming Raynor and the Bruins will as well.
You see Raynor nods, and he goes, Bruins and I have been thinking about putting down stakes, and what better spot to than the sanctuary. With that, though, for those outside of Callie and Belric, you're kind of graciously asked to leave the sanctuary. And if you're Callie and Belric, you guys pretty much spend the evening as the group kind of spent the long ride back to the ruins of Kanda. You spend the evening kind of clearing the rest of the rot out from this forest, watching the cultivator bring in new plants, new creatures in, and you're seeing the warden and the Bruins go through and begin fortifying the forest. As you go, kind of see the night playing out, you see dinosaurs begin being born, wolves begin patrolling through, other bears coming to take residence, and you almost see, and for the rest of you guys, as you guys are like riding out, you can see other creatures kind of from around, like outside the forest, starting to make their way in. You see trails of ants heading in. You see foxes and lemurs all kind of like rushing towards the boundary of the forest. You almost see like this migration of nature ahead of you.
Belric would comment while he and Callie are doing work and just say, like, it's a thing of beauty, finally something that we can be proud of. Finally a win for the gavel, in my mind. And he would say that, I guess, a bit more in confidence with just Callie there.
If she has time, she will push on that a little bit and try and get his feelings about what's been going on. Is this something that the gavel needed? She thought that the speech from the king was and the baron meant that the gavels already had some good wins. So just like get Belric to catch her up with the campaign so far.
Yeah, he would give a little bit of a background of, like, I think, like, Eteria and just the like, I mean, we had kind of left there in a disarray, right? We had done some good around the Arisen, but, like, truly didn't, like, create anything. I mean, outside of winning that tournament, like, there wasn't a huge impact that was made by us outside of, like, some political pawns and that sort of thing. So he would just kind of catch him on that, and then he'd be like, yes, like, we've done good in Fessia and especially in Kata, but I just needed a win after we lost our dear friend Jeet. And this is it. And he would just kind of like take a big whiff of like the nature and like seeing like, you know, like the birds flying around, and it just would, like, I don't know, fill him with joy that he hadn't felt since like prior to the war. And then the last thing that he would just inquire about a little bit about, if it's okay, is just like, I noticed the cultivator in you had some conversations.
She's just upset that. Yeah. Normally, Callie is restrained and calculated, but when you mentioned that, she's just upset that a part of the forest forest got struck by lightning, as if trees don't get struck by lightning all the time. It's just, it happens. It's common. Life and death, right? You should have just accept that and move on. But some things will just be held against me.
Was this part of the Ark factory?
No, this came before this. By this point, she has unsummoned Dura. Actually, quite early on, she unsummoned Dura, so the cultivator would not have to keep looking at Dura. She says, "No, this was early on. This is how I created, rebirthed Dura was with lightning." So something gained, something lost.
Something gained, lost. Well, at any rate, we've done good work today, and to their point, it's a reason to celebrate. And then he would continue on with kind of the rebuild.
It is. Okay, Tegan. The sanctuary. Now it needs, or it usually has, like a, what is it, caretaker or guardian or something?
So usually, like, not the big warden, but like somebody still part of the wardens kind of stays and protects it. And there's usually a cultivator too, that not the main cultivator, but somebody in that same order that helps birth new life into it.
Okay, and this is someone who usually stays, or at least takes
Within
care
it,
of it.
yeah. That lives within the forest or within the sanctuary.
Okay, cool. All right, never mind. Wait. So she does. She will touch on the topic a little bit. She says that you, the Gavels, have Kanda, and that sounds great to have allies right next to the sanctuary itself. Do you see yourself spending a lot of time in the sanctuary, or are you okay with me managing the logistics of what goes on in the sanctuary?
Balric would just kind of like, he would look kind of curiously at it, like, I guess the thought of being a warden or cultivator never really like crossed his mind. He'd say, as long as I can enjoy this sanctuary whenever I'd like and come and go as I please, I'm comfortable with whomever takes care of this. There's still work to be done for the Gavel, and I need to be a part of that, but at some point I do wish to return here.
Well, I want to make sure that the sanctuary has a strong start, and then you included me as part of the Gavels, and the Gavels have helped me out, and I owe them, and I'm also curious about them. So, if you will have me, having seen my and Dura's abilities, I would like to be a part of the Gavels.
Belric's eyes would kind of like, I mean, he'd like be playing this off pretty cool. He's pretty excited about this, but he'd be like, that's great news. I mean, obviously there's some officers that I need to run this by. Wisteria will, is Beshnet, or who was our...
Did you guys give him like a junior officer? Because right now he is like one of like the officers. But I think you guys gave him like a junior leadership thing for right now, or non-voting leader. You guys gave him something where he couldn't vote, but he was like technically like he got the Anakin training. He's on the council, but he's not a master. He's on the
So I mean, I would say like I would have to run it by some of these folks. We're in a state of flux with some of the changes going on with Jeet. Crash is one of the new members as well, very recently, who's been a great addition. So you certainly would be, and I think we can do that. I think after we accomplish this building, we should return to Kanda and maybe talk it through with some of them.
Very well. Yes.
And as you guys go through your work, kind of as you finally get some rest in the morning before you're about to head out, you do see both the warden and the cultivator kind of appear in front of you. And each of them is holding an egg. But you hear the warden look at you, Balric, and goes, I am happy I chose you to be one of our shepherds. You have hunted well. You've found those who would have done damage to this great gift. Continue your hunts. For now, we have placed your friend Raynor as the warden of these forests. But when you are ready to put down roots, when you are done traveling, we may consider you for this spot as well, for all that you have done. And you see him hand you the scaly egg, and he goes, when you need the might of Hera, break this egg. It will summon a T-Rex to your aid.
Wild. Belric is like taken aback, but he's again like trying to hold back his giddiness. He'll bow down. The sanctuary is in good hands with Raynor. I shall return. I appreciate this gift and will continue doing the work of Hera.
May your hunts go well. And then you see the cultivator come up, and she kind of like almost looking at the egg, looking at Calais, and she goes, "Well, Calistavaria, I believe you are excommunicated from the cultivators and exiled from Aurea. Well, I cannot lift your exile from Aurea. The goddess needs to do that. But I can offer you back into the cultivators. It's an entry level. But you'll need, as I said, when you first destroyed that arc factory, we need more. We still need more. But this is a great step. And soon you'll be back to bringing more life into this world, rather than undeath or abominations that you've birthed so frequently. But I also offer you," and she kind of see her look to the warden, "a Tyrannosaurus Rex to call upon when."
The moment she said that you're invited back into the cultivators, a scent of this floral perfume just emanates out in a non-threatening way, just out of Callie, as she's very pleased at this thought. She is also trying to contain it, but in her case, the physiological symptoms are not entirely under her control as this like perfume cloud spreads. So then she bows and she says, You are gracious, cultivator." And as she accepts the egg, she says, "And I will I will continue to prove myself to Hura." And she looks over to Warden and Belric. "I hope perhaps even I could find a long home in the forest here to be able to put down some roots." And she's like hint dropping like crazy.
You see the cultivator either is just oblivious to it by nature or is oblivious to it by design. And she goes, "Oh, well, thoughts are thoughts. Well, you've done well here today, but we must away to other matters." You hear the warden growl out. He gives one last big roar. You see the other animals echo, and you hear some louder and bigger animals within the forest now echo it as well. And you see both of them. Almost kind of the cultivator, you see vines kind of grow up from the ground and almost swallow her whole and then recede. And then you see the warden as he howls, just a bolt of just like this natural energy kind of emerge from the ground and then have him disappear. And you see both of them kind of head back to wherever they are going. But with that, we're going to flip over to the other three. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
And after they leave, she looks at the egg. She kind of grimaces. She turns to Belric and she says, "You put so much effort into an interview. You expect a job offer."
That's great.
But with that, we'll go to the other crew. So Will, Wisteria, Crash, you all make your way back to the camps of Kanda, the war camp around, making your way back to the balancing act and kind of you see kind of the tents around the balancing act. You see the balancing act and the second scale as well, but just still kind of has that almost eerie quietness from kind of the packed fullness it was before Reclamation Day. But do you guys do anything before you turn in for that night?
As we're riding back, I'll just kind of mention. So that cultivator said something about a corpse that Calistavaria brought back. Obviously, see a skill in plant and lightning magic by in Clocker as a necromancer as well. Could be a useful asset to our endeavors.
Could be. I suspect maybe that plant creature isn't what it looks like. Oh no! Shut up! I don't know. We're not gonna smite it. Leave me. Stop.
I don't know. I've always thought necromancy's gotten such a bad rap, and obviously there's bad stuff you can do with it, but that's true for every school of magic.
Right. Yeah.
But like if somebody's gone and isn't using their body anymore, and someone's got the skill to have it perform some manual labor or defend them, like what's the difference between that or creating a goal?
You sound like a Dana follower now. So long as they don't have a soul in it, some of them bring back corpses. Gruesome business.
Sorry, I find it hard to contribute to this kind of conversation.
I'm looking for opposing viewpoints so that I might learn more. It's an area that I don't have a lot of expertise in.
Right. Most of the gods, I think, see the necromancy as a tainting of the soul, but for the things that don't interact with the soul, I personally don't understand the sort of the objections. There's certainly things that are disturbing the natural cycles of life and stuff like that, but just flesh, who cares?
I have complicated views on the matter. Oh, continue with.
Sorry, I just wanted to. Crash, don't let those god botherers get into your head too much. You contributed just as much as anybody else to that effort. You don't deserve that disrespect.
I've certainly been called an abomination myself enough times to know that it simply means people that you see as different from yourself. So none of their reasonings for you apply to me, and none of the reasonings that people have used for me would apply to you. We certainly do have some things in common, but nothing that would cause that classification any different than Will for having an angel in his head, or Calistavaria for being filled with lightning, or I don't know. I guess Belric's pretty normal, but
He is quite the dwarf.
I don't think I've ever met a more dwarf.
Then I posit a question that's quite apt for what we're talking about: necromancy. Things that would have souls or not have souls and their uses. If an undead flesh were to be something that contorted a soul, had a soul, then quite universally it's seen as some form of abomination or heresy. But weapons, made of steel, iron, stone, wood, sinew, or hemp, weapons. Does a sword have a soul? Does that crossbow you have, made by your friend Wisteria, used as much as it has, repaired over and over, fired again and again, having saved you, friend, failed so many, does that have a soul?
I believe there are some magics that have some capability to detect the presence of souls in various ways, but I'm not too sure on that. Now, granted, those magics might not be capable of detecting every type of soul. Has any ever such magic been used on you, Crash? And do you know what the results were?
Not magics. Such things that have been used against me. I suppose, quite frankly, I do have a soul. I've had beasts and monsters of horrid things try and barter for it. I've felt it be tugged at whenever I knock on Donna's door. So I have a soul, I believe. But weapons, I speak not of magics. Perhaps what I'm speaking of is too animist in nature. Forget I brought it up.
I don't know. The way I see it, you got thoughts and feelings, right? Who cares otherwise, right? Doesn't matter to me. You do at least a pretty good convincing approximation of somebody who has a soul at the very least, and in my mind, that's close enough.
I guess that means you have two, she says to Will.
Yeah. Well, it's not so much that I got two souls, it's just that I got a second person. Rashanael's soul isn't here. She just likes to talk to me all the time.
Well, Will, you're an expert in religion, right?
I think I'm just trained in religion,
I
actually.
thought you were an expert.
I'm going to be an expert soon, probably, because I'm going to...
Asteria is an expert in religion, though, right?
Yeah.
You would know that Rashanael does not have a soul. Celestials don't, nor the fiends. But Warforged do.
And repeating crossbows?
Soul of artistry, maybe.
Yeah. Crash will quickly pause it. Well, she uses you as some form of conduit, though. Sorry. I was thinking as a bounty hunter for a moment. I nearly said something offensive.
Don't worry about it.
I wonder if Mockery still has his soul.
I believe he
That
explicitly
thing.
traded it, right? Wasn't that something he did? I can't remember.
No, I do not care what magics claim. That thing, that mockery, does not have a soul.
Yeah.
I think Wisteria will just continue to travel on in silence for a little bit after that.
Perfect. You guys are able to make your way back to the camp. Good night's rest, and by the next day's afternoon, Callistovaria and Belric are able to rejoin the group. So that's actually a question for the group. Is there anything that you guys want to do that day before beginning your downtime? Oh, actually, Belric, you wanted to bring it back to the officers with potentially adding Callistovaria to the group. So you guys ride up and see the balancing act ahead of you.
Yeah, I would assume there's probably I would like at least call Will and Wisteria probably into the library, where I'm assuming that's where Wisteria is. Crash, I'm only excluding you because I don't think Crash has been deemed an officer yet, correct?
I don't think he's been officially hired. He's worked with the Gavels quite a bit, and
Yeah.
he's put in to become the quartermaster. But that's
Provisional
not
officer, I think.
Okay.
because Crash technically he has his own company.
Yeah.
A
So I
fair
think,
company.
Yeah, I think just the three of us right now, like that's who I would want to convene with, and really like just kind of looking towards Wisteria. So like, yeah, we would all get together in the library, and I would be like, friends, we've been dealt a big blow with Jeep gone. We need some changes to our leadership, and we need to bolster some of the officer ranks. We've met some good colleagues along the way, and I think we just need to kind of talk through. Like last night, I spent some time with Callie, and she had expressed some interest in joining our ranks. I certainly think she would be worthy of a pretty high seat with us. So just wanted to get you guys together and kind of figure out like what are the next steps for the gavel. What are we doing?
I've been thinking about that. Not Calistavaria specifically. That's a good idea, though, and I'm welcome to that suggestion. But for a while, I was considering just the three of us remaining in authority and consolidating power in a way that lets us guide the gavel as we see fit. However, it certainly made apparent a lot of the responsibilities that Jeet and Mockery covered for us. I've been doing my best to keep up with all the equipment lists and ensuring that repairs are done in a timely order, but that quartermaster role, Crash is in the process of being onboarded somewhat, but I think a little bit more authority on his side might benefit the gavel as a whole and ensure that when he needs things from the lower ranking members, it's done. As for Calistavaria, I think she has a lot of knowledge and skills that might be useful to us. In addition to maybe looking for someone who might provide and manage the food for the gavel. I think there might be a role there, but if there's other ideas of how she might contribute, and of course, an odd number of leaders is preferable. So if we were to add Crash, then I think she would be a good fifth candidate.
I turn to Will.
I mean, that certainly seems reasonable to me. We are recruitment, I think, is going to be a bit of an issue for us. So if she is amenable to the idea, I think I personally would love to have her as a part of the gavels. The gavel.
The gavel. The question is, should we have her in a leadership role so soon, or maybe have her work her way up towards it?
Perhaps we can give her a provisional officer's position as a sort of a probationary period. I'm going to be honest, I can't remember what we decided last time, but I think Will suggested last time that we expand, like we just make more people officers so that we don't have to worry about like, hey, the new player characters are suddenly becoming the highest ranking people, despite the fact there are a lot of people who have seniority over them, and just decoupling the sort of narrative decision making from being an officer. I don't remember what we decided on that, but
we could promote Beshnet and Austin as well and have 7 and recognize their
to me.
Time of service.
That would be my suggestion.
Yeah, I would agree to that. I think an odd number is correct, and I think while I trust Callie, I think it's very soon. Yeah, I think a provisionary period may be appropriate for her to begin with.
Let's do it then.
All right, I'll start preparing the application forms and the review processes and all the other paperwork that'll be necessary.
Have fun with that. Will is backing away.
Sounds like
I want to, if you want to help out, I don't want to keep this all to myself. There's really a lot of like interesting ways that we can organize it if you wanted to collaborate, but
I can get Beshnet to help.
I actually have a meeting with King Andreas later today, so I'm gonna be. I gotta go prepare for that. Actually.
Here, take Whisper with you to take some notes so I can review how that meeting goes.
Great. Yep. Love to.
We can take notes in this meeting. I don't often get to go to the meetings by myself. I'm very, very excited. Well, let's go find them.
I forgot you could talk. All right.
I'll go get Beshnet and send him to the library, and then once we have the applications ready, maybe tomorrow we can approach some of the new folks. Godspeed, Will and Whisper. Have a great meeting.
We're
I'm
off to see the
casting.
king bell, right? We're just
I'm casting message on Ostin. I'm like, Ostin, I need you to help me kill Mysterious Familiar. We gotta get rid of her. We has to happen. Don't ask questions. You just come with me. We gotta do it. I need someone to help me. Corroboration for the story. You're in with. It's in too deep.
So, I actually, sometime towards the night, would like Crash to interact with Wisteria.
Okay.
All right, so if possible, like come along to Wisteria while she's writing up that paperwork. Actually, and where would Wisteria be if she would, if and or she was writing that paperwork?
In the library.
Got it. And he'd come into there, and he'd have a pistol drawn. Not threatening yet, but just have a gun drawn. And he'll look, and you can see he's currently holding a good number of Wisteria's notes. And he just is like awkwardly quiet as he kind of walks up. If Passionate's there, look to him and give him a nod to leave. And then look to Wisteria and just go, "Are you evil?"
So Wisteria was when there's not other people there and she's just working on her paperwork and stuff, she gets like completely focused and in the zone. So she's usually pretty perspective, but when you say that, she's like, "Oh, Crash, sorry, I didn't hear you come in. To whom?"
Oh, I'm sorry. I was not prepared for that response. So Crash, like visibly, like his one monocular eye flutters a few times, like, huh? As he'll just say again, "Are you evil in a more universal moral standpoint, like the more commonly accepted notion?"
I mean, those are two different things. So from a universal standpoint, no, because that's not the balance of evil and good is determined by a conscious decision of a soul, not anything external to that. And then when you say common, again, it depends on whose perspective you're looking at. If you mean sort of like an average determination across all people of Kazuya, I mean, I suppose you'd have to rule out anyone who's never heard of me or knows nothing about me. In that case, just including people who know of me and then averaging their responses, I'd say probably yes. But I'd have to do a more thorough report and to aggregate that data and get a more accurate answer.
You see him at first when you say yes, like the gun slowly starts to raise, but as you were talking, he thinks for a moment before it's pointed at you. He takes it, holsters it, sits down, puts the notes, and just points to it. "You brought up while we were traveling through the New Forest, clearing the corruption. That I hadn't read thoroughly your notes, so I took it upon myself to read them. More thoroughly this time. Took me a good few hours. I did have to skip the things I've already read. The logistical side, more so your story, and it's just, I had thought I understood you the last time we had spoken, but now I'm not sure. You were the one to hire the Hellhound, the Mutt of Godinia, to go out of your way to hire him as part of the Gavels.
That's correct.
The man who bad-talked a prince and proclaimed his love of the infernal gods, that when you went to the Burning Dragon Monastery, I have it here. A total of 53 times dedicated a battle to Rog, the infernal god of fear and fury.
Yes.
Furthermore, after reading the notes more thoroughly, the man who created that crossbow, which I have complimented, even posited whether or not has a soul, that man may or may not have some responsibility for that monster the Cotinian Queen unleashed. Now, if you want to talk about evil, I know explosives, but something of devastation that wide is inherently evil. Furthermore, you've broken contracts with smuggling merchants, broke into the house. Now, mind you, I've done my fair share of legal breaking and entering as a bounty hunter, and occasionally some places in Oakland need to have the security systems tested to make sure that no one could break in. But this one was very illegal. You have slit the throat of a man in an honor duel. You've done quite a few things that I have to ask. You are a creature of logic. How in the fuck did you think any of that was a good idea?
Each of those decisions was made using all the collective knowledge that I had at the time and doing my best to predict the potential outcomes. Even in many
down that you were one of the main reasons that Beast joined Shinzo. That's on paper. You brought that thing to the Chaos Garden, romance that creature.
That's what he told me he wanted, and I believed him. And I had no reason to think there would be any severe downsides at the time I made that decision. Future knowledge does not change the morality of past decision making. If I had known exactly how everything would turn out, I probably would have made different decisions. But even now, I don't know the ramifications of those decisions into the far future or how everything might play out.
Then let me give you the consequences of these actions. I won't go into your friendship with a man who created such devastation or your adversarialness to Mokulin. Just the Hellhound, the Mutt of Godinia. You understand that thing, even before it's joined Shinzo, was always going to bite the hand that feeds it. And now that it's separated itself from you, finally the cancer has moved on, that this thing, the next time you see it, you will have to kill it. Yes. If that's even the proper word. If you could even describe it as alive.
I might not. But I will only seek to gain as much information as possible so that I can make the correct decision when that time comes. Right now, I don't know exactly what those circumstances will be the next time we meet. I don't know what will have happened between now and then. And the more I know about all of that, the better, more likely I'm able to make a decision that will have more positive consequences and less negative ones.
There is no choice. There is no decision. That I understand you're trying to make a place for you and me. Things that are downtrodden and looked at as strange or abominable. But when it comes to certain things, you cannot open your door, share a table with, break bread with. you can only remove them. There's no choice.
And how do you know the difference between those things and the people around us? The people that have joined the Gavel, that have done great things with us? Will, Belric, Calistavaria, all of them are people that I never would have met without being open and inviting. And yes, I'm going to make mistakes sometimes. We all do. But the more effort I put into acquiring knowledge, the less mistakes I make. And then this whole time she's been very like serious, kind of monotone, like focusing on the facts. But at this point, her kind of expression drops, and with a little bit more emotion in her voice than this whole conversation, she says, I'm just trying my best.
With that, Crash's expression softens, and he sighs and just goes, "What I'm trying to get at is, if you want this organization you have, the Gavels, to do good in this world, you have to have moral boundaries. And you have to draw those lines. And that's going to make you an adversary to some. And there are some things out there that you most certainly want to make an adversary. And by following those morals, those guidelines, those laws you set for yourself, you can at least say you did the right thing. But all that I've read, all that I've seen in these notes, not just you, Gavels, you're floundering. Your moral guidance, the two strongest ones to speak out, are dead or gone. Now you have Will of Rashanael, who has a constant chirping angel in his head. You have Belric, a young dwarf finding his place in the world. And you have two runner-ups of joining the Gavels, a Goron and a Warforge. Dichotomy. You have to decide what the Gavel stands for more than just protect the weak. Who will you fight? Who will you fight for?
Wisteria closed it out with this reply.
She just says, you've given me a lot to think about, and I'm thankful for your perspective that's been shaped by the knowledge you have. I will continue to shape my actions by the knowledge that I have, including the knowledge you've provided me. And she just kind of nods and goes back to writing her notes.
Sorry if I took too much time.
Oh, no worries. Perfect. With that, we will take a quick 6-minute break. Come back at 8:53 Eastern time. Then we'll get into downtime, or war camp downtime, and then hopefully we should have enough time. Get into the start of your next kind of faction adventure for the group. So everybody, come back 6 minutes. We'll see you in a minute. Welcome back, everyone, to part 2 of session 17. The group has just gotten back from their newly founded Exalted Sanctuary. I just realized you guys have never actually officially asked Crash or Callie if they want to be part of the
waiting. I'm just waiting in the wings.
Let's kick off with that.
The paperwork's in the library, available for anyone who make an application.
I thought Beshnet was just like with you until Crash came in, just like complaining, like, I get to be an officer, but then they make me do my own paperwork. Then they make me do the others' paperwork.
Oh, isn't it great? This is the best part of being off.
The sun continues to smile on Beshnet. How are you guys going to approach that conversation? And from there, we'll move to the war camp and then downtime. How are you guys bringing in or asking Calistavaria, who the Renegades were pursuing quite hard to fulfill their druid primal magic niche?
I think maybe Will would probably be the one to go to make the formal request of Callistavari. Yeah. So I think I don't know whatever you're doing in the morning, photosynthesizing, I guess. Will would approach probably with I don't know some other member of the gavel. Let's say who else? Elisa. Just to have like a witness. And say, morning, Callistavari. I hope things went well yesterday in that whole consecration of the forest.
It went better than I could have hoped for, but perhaps not as well as I expected, which is more of a me issue, I think.
Well, I wanted to discuss with you something that I think will make us both have a better day today. I think that the Gavels would like to formally invite you to be a Gavel of Ivacera. You see, you have proved yourself instrumental both in and out of combat, and we find ourselves in need of strong spellcasters, survivalists, and other practitioners of the natural arts. So I think that the Gavel would be greatly appreciative if you were to join us. And I wanted to make sure I got here before the Adamantium Renegades did.
She smiles, and again the perfume is floating in the air, and then she says, "Oh, I appreciate the offer. I just have to confer with the senior officers of the Adamantium." No, I'm joking. I accept it. I completely accept it.
Well, then he would put out his hand and to shake and give a formal bow and say, "Well, welcome to the Gavel of Ivacera.
Oh, this is
Come with
wonderful.
me.
Yes. Oh,
We can walk and
please.
talk."
A tour, yes. Show me the tour. How do I fit in? What does the Gavel need? I have some thoughts of my own, but I'm curious what the Gavel is thinking.
Mm-hmm. Well, we are going to offer you a provisional officer's position, probationary period. You understand, it's just a formality. And Will would try to give Callie a tour of the ship and then end the tour in the library and sort of leave her in Wisteria's area of effect.
Oh, don't call it that.
No, it's my favorite terrain.
You understand, and then the final step here is just you're gonna have to fill out just a couple of things to make this a formal agreement, and sort of as he's doing, like sort of a backing out of the room so that he doesn't get pulled into this as well.
Beshnet looks up at you with dead eyes, Callie. Just looks like just slowly shaking his head before going back to paperwork.
So Wisteria, I was told that I would formalize the provisional officership here.
You hear a voice from another part of the library say, yes, all the paperwork is over here. I've gotten everything in order. There'll be some signatures as well as some information for you to fill out for our records. Oh, yes, I'm behind this stack of papers over here. And you see an arm wave from behind. I also just want to verbally confirm that you've read all the notes and are up to date on our history.
I have been brought up to date on your history. Yes.
Excellent. So we will begin with this.
I noticed
section.
a lot of empty beds. The quarters where there were some items there, but no one seems to be unclaimed, at least according to Will. I know you suffered a lot of losses during the war.
Yeah, that's one of our current endeavors, and what I'm planning on spending some time doing once we get these new promotions sorted out. The Gavel has been recruiting members from the various places it's traveled to, and I'm hoping we can get a lot of the experienced fighters from here in Kata to agree to continue on with us after we accomplish our goals here and move on to future endeavors.
Well, I would say that yes, replenishing numbers is an excellent, practical, actionable goal for you to do. But these kind of losses, they also have less tangible impacts around. I noticed that one over there, she points to Beshna in the distance, did not have a great reaction to seeing me.
So, I've noticed that he, on average, smiles 3 times a day. Have you noticed that average go down?
I do not know him well enough to comment on that, nor do I keep track of averages.
That's right. You need to keep in mind the standard deviation as well if you want to get an accurate metric.
Well, then the standard deviance of your crew, how would you rate, quantify that after the war? It smiles on other crew members' faces. Maybe I should make this a little less opaque and be more transparent on my side. I see in the paperwork you are looking for someone to take care of the logistics, especially around food. I can help out with that. I would like to offer my services as the ship's counselor.
And do what exactly?
Increase the standard deviance of smile occurrences among your crew, I think. Make me feel better.
I do see some value in that. Obviously, providing food and managing that is more important than smiles, but smiles are useful too. So, if you want to provide me a daily report on average smiles among the Gavel, and we can trend the increase in that, I think we can apportion some funds towards that objective.
May I, before I agree to that, could I just ask how many reports you have requested out of other officers, and how many reports do they deliver actually?
I almost have the report on reports ready to go. I'll get that to you soon. They're not looking as good as I would like.
Well, I will attempt to not exceed the standard deviance of the report submissions of the other officers. Is that acceptable?
Yes.
You hear Beshna pipe up. I hope you speak bear.
She looks to him, looks back to Wisteria, a little bit confused. Is that going to be a requirement for the job?
I mean, bear smiles are definitely going to be part of your report. So,
yes. Well,
if you aim to increase bear smiles, we do have a translator on staff, though. So,
okay.
All right, we'll be able to help you with that.
All right. Good. And she signs it. Well, it's great to be part of a group again. I just need to deliver some bad news to the renegades, and then I'll come back and continue the rest of orientation.
She looks up at you and gives you a warm smile and says, "It is great to be part of a group."
Oh, and Callie, one thing I just realized we never done. You have your own troop.
Yes.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
yeah.
I had forgotten about them, which
Oh,
right. You guys, when you guys were talking about being outnumbered by bears, I was like, what about trees?
Bears and plants, yeah.
So she says, after signing, she says, now that the official contracts have been signed, this is a bonus that I bring to the Gavels of Evasera is a troop of Arboreals. She wouldn't say troop. She would say a handful of Arboreals who have followed me since our previous exploits to now Kata, and they are on the edges, the eaves of the forest, awaiting my command. So, should the war continue, they have pledged me their loyalty, and I can add them to your numbers that need to be replenished.
That would be amazing. In fact, do you know what that means? She reaches over and grabs another stack of papers and puts it on the desk of her.
No,
Your best to just go, run.
Yeah. She's stepping away like one foot at a time. She's like I said, this is all off the books, unofficial. This is a just a favor. And then she's out.
After she leaves, I go to Beshin. I'm like, do you think she got offended by how much paper I put in front of the tree person?
I was going to make a comment about the dead trees, but we're on a ship, so.
Your best to go. That was one of many.
All right. Well, by the end of the day, I'll expect a report from you on all the mistakes that I made in that conversation. And she goes back to work.
You hear he goes, the sun just keeps shining on Beshnet.
Belric will, just as Will went out to search for Callie, Belric will go out to search for Crash. What's Crash doing in the morning?
Crash would be a decent ways away from the war camp, currently standing in a spot he scorched earth probably an hour before, while he's currently tinkering with some various explosives, munitions, and is currently trying to make work of that big old fire sword, the Obsidian's Edge. And then he'll perk up with that master in perception and turn his monocular eye to you and go, "Aye, brother."
More scorched earth, I see.
This one was actually not from bad emotions. This was merely a mistake trying to understand these fire magics. I'm working on something. Oh, but well, you've come to greet me. What brings you to me?
Aye. Well, we have some good news, and I would bring I'd have a stout, a drink, and I'd hand it to him, and I'd say hey, before we throw you through the ringer, that is the library in Wisteria. We're going to be giving you a formal invite to join the higher ranks of the Gavels. You have proved a fantastic companion, a fantastic person in battle, and I think it would be advantageous for you to join us. As a former bounty hunter, it couldn't have been easy working alone for all that time. I think the Gavels have some work to do, and I think you could be a big part of it. So I want to take you back after this.
Crash hugs Belric.
What's that?
Crash hugs Belric.
Belric would kind of look like he'd be like, oh god, a little astonished, but then he would hug him back after a second or two. Yeah, I so follow me back. How far are we right now, would you say, from the ship?
Not more than 10 minutes.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, Crash, come back. There's some applications for you to fill out, and Wisteria has some positions for you, and I think this is going to be a good fit, my friend.
I already have the application for quartermaster filled. It was overly detailed and took quite a long time to fill out. Relevant questions, however, perhaps a little bit arbitrary. But more relevant thing, my corporation, my company. I'm still a merchant as well as a bounty hunter. I have quite a bit of stock. And this is walking talking, of course.
Mhm.
Do you believe Wisteria would allow a merger? Allow the Gavels to be arms dealers?
I mean, I think it would depend on who we're dealing arms to. The Gavels have a few set of rules, and we don't want to see arms get into the wrong folks' hands. That's one of the things that we were kind of founded upon in Eteria. We saw arms get into the wrong folks' hands, and war happen after that.
Crash would nod to that and say, yes, I believe I talked to Wisteria a bit about that, deciding who those wrong folks are. You and I have chosen the sense. I have a clearer vision on this. But it's poor taste to talk about people who can hear us. I assume right then walking into the library.
We'll open the door into the library. Wisteria, we have another potential officer here who has all of their application questions filled out. And I would put the stack onto the table.
Oh, you did it all already without me?
Deprived her of joy, you have.
All right. Well, I guess I'll get through ensuring everything is correct. Also, Belric Calistavaria is interested in bringing smiles to bears, but I think she'll need a translator for that. So, just want to let you know that might be something that she asks you about later on.
Smiles to bears. I like it.
Yes. I'm glad we've met this individual, Callie. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, but Wisteria, I was talking to Belric about it. My company. I'm a merchant, an arms dealer. Would my company be a part of the Gavels of Evacera? Or shall that remain in my name alone?
I can see a variety of benefits as well as a few downsides to a merger, but I think we'll need a vote from the rest of the leadership, of course, but mine will be in favor.
Understood. I assume I'll be excluded from this vote due to a conflict of interest.
Yes.
Understood. And here are my... He actually pulls out his own stack of papers and provides it. Here are my profit reports for the last 120 years. There's a lot of red numbers. It's not good.
He's not a good arms dealer.
Crash. Terrible charisma.
Well, we fortunately our objectives are not typically in the area of making profit. This seems like some things we'll have to accommodate. But yes, I see there are some small green numbers there, but let's see what we can do.
That might have been 20 years ago,
Perfect.
but still.
So with the newfound members of the Gavels, before you kind of get into your downtime, you do get a summons from one of the Baron's squires, kind of running up to the balancing act. He goes, the Baron would like you to join his war council at your earliest convenience. Gavels of Eversar, please do make due haste, though.
All right.
I would kind of like nod on us, like I would be like, Kelly, that's you. Crash, that's you. Like, come on, this is you guys now.
You guys are after you gather up the new gavels and make your way in. You do find kind of they've set up this war camp or the war council in kind of the center of the ruins of Kanda. You do see it is next to this burning eternal flame memorial for Agnijit, and you do see a small table set up, or a large table actually set up in the middle with the Baron at the head, along with Velnu and Arog from the Renegades, and some of the other leaders from the various factions that have joined up with the Katan War effort. One thing, for those of you with expert or better perception, you do notice the Baron looks rough. Like, not like somebody's beat him up rough, but looks like he just has not slept in a couple days. Just looks very tired. As you guys kind of make your way in and take your seats around the table. We do see the Baron as you guys kind of sit down and goes, Gavels of Isara, we need to press the attack. We've taken Kanda. You kind of see him look towards the eternal flame and goes, as Akhnajit said, next play is we need to take Krinta. We're going to be moving out from this camp in a week. And that will be take about a week's march from there to get to Krinta, and then we are going to seize the city. Hopefully, without too many casualties or much loss, but we need to move quickly. And you kind of see, like, he kind of rifles through a paper. My scouts have given me an odd report, but they said you came from that area as well. They've reported a migration of animals, as well as the giants being pushed out of sectors of the Asuvian forest. They saw you coming from that direction. Could you shed any light on that for me?
Well, you
I look at
see,
Belric. Sorry.
we did a little bit of advanced reconnaissance and found a threat within the forest and dealt with it. I think you will find that it has now been made a little bit safer for anyone who isn't trying to have anyone who doesn't have any particular ill will towards the nature spirits therein.
That is amazing. How did you force out the giants? They were usually fairly in tune with the woods.
I must admit, I don't know a lot about the specifics of it all, but with a little bit of help from the goddess Hera, actually.
Well, I won't turn down the goddess's aid. Do you think we'll have safe passage through this forest now with the giants gone? It'll make our march far easier.
I can't guarantee it's completely safe.
If you and your forces do not hurt the forest, and she then looks towards Belric, we can arrange it so that you get safe passage, protected passage even.
Arrange it. This is my land. Who do you arrange it with?
The forest, the plants, the animals of the forest. She is slightly sweating. Yeah.
What our new friend is saying is, if you have safe passage to go through the forest, as long as you don't harm it, that's a simple request, and it shouldn't be a difficult one to follow. For safe passage and the giants to be gone.
You see Val snorts. He laughs, and he goes, You all did it, did you? Did you consecrate the force? You didn't do that. Without your liege lord's permission? No. You gavels wouldn't have done that.
I am not. I was not part of the Gavels when I chose to place the seed on behalf of Hura, who would otherwise the seed would have been corrupted and would have been used against you all. But now the forest is on your side, so this is a good thing. There's life in the forest.
You can hear like the Baron grind his teeth a bit, and he just gruffs out. Fine, if the giants can't use it, I guess it's better it being here as property than under my rightful authority.
He relaxes, not sensing his exact.
Casual, he'll step up, lean into the Baron, and say in a hushed whisper, "Yeah, that forest is consecrated. That means dinosaurs will occasionally appear, and they are of great crafting materials, horns and scales and bones. Great for your troops."
You see, he nods. You kind of see Velnu smile a bit. The Baron does not address it at this meeting. But the Baron goes, "Be that as it may, though, with you all being rulers of Kanda, I don't want to say warn, but I will state that you will be responsible for making sure this sanctuary does not spread across the Isle of Kata. We are not giving this whole island to that goddess. But moving on to the war efforts. In a week, we will march. We've heard sightings of Sandric around the city of Krenta. My mages have been sending messages to him, sendings to him nonstop. But so far, he has yet to reply. But we're hoping that he can aid us in this attack and make it even more successful. But we welcome your aid, and we know that you've taken some severe losses over the last battle. So take this week, replenish your men, and we'll move out of the week's end. Take Krenta and put us another step closer to retaking Kata." And with that, unless anybody else has any questions, he will kind of let you guys go about your business.
We will make it so.
I won't say anything while we're there, but over the coming week, I'll send him a report of everything that happened in the forest.
Perfect. He will definitely reply with gratitude. A mixture of gratitude and annoyance. Gratitude for the report, a bit of annoyance for losing some of his own grounds. But we'll definitely file that in with his own overall intelligence going through. With that, you guys have a week of downtime. What do you guys spend your week doing? I remind you all too that we did modify some of the recruitment rules due to your newfound noble status. So now with recruitment downtime, if you just go through and recruit averagely on a success, you'll get a 1d8 plus 5 recruits. On a crit success, it'll be 1d8 plus 10. And the nice thing is this has a static DC of 27. And then with you guys being nobles as well, you can now use society along with diplomacy or nature for recruiting beings to your organization. The other big thing, if you want to go for the big thing, you can recruit a whole troop at once. That is a hard on level DC, and requires either 2 successes or a crit success. But with that said, who wants to go first, and what are you doing for your downtime?
I've spoken a lot, so I'll volunteer for last.
I want to have it also be part of currying favor with Hura. So it'll be whatever it ends up being, it will be in the forest and also trying to help out the forest. So potentially I might have just end up helping Belric out with recruitment if he does that in the forest.
Okay.
I can start and just run it by you. I didn't really have too many concrete plans outside of recruiting. And now that you mentioned that, I may want to, I don't even know if this is possible, maybe recruit some of the Bruins of Fessia to join the Gavel.
Yeah, I would say that's possible. And with the Bruins being more of a hero piece too, typically recruiting like people would take the diplomacy of society, but I thought that would go with nature too.
Okay.
So how would you go about recruiting your former comrades? Radar is going to stick in the forest, but the rest of them definitely join through.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not going to have any sort of epic speech, right? But like I'll be drinking and kind of coercing with them and say like, hey, you know what? Like, if you guys really want to see some action and see the world, this is the route to go. Bear and I have done it. We've been to Eteria. I've been to Dosa. We're moving on past this at some point after the war. You join us and you'll be in for a hell of an adventure. And that would be my pitch off the rip.
Perfect. Give me a nature check, Bark.
Could I try and aid in this one?
You could definitely aid, or if you wanted to do your own recruitment check, you can do so as well. Or you can do a nature check too, and kind of just see if you can double up on recruitment of the.
Okay. I'll wait then.
Oh, you rolled 29. Now that is a success.
Okay.
So you do kind of get some eyes, and we'll see the worlds from the different Bruins. Give me a 1d8 plus 5.
I'm gonna give you a d8 and we'll add 5 to it. Okay.
Perfect.
Oh, there it is.
Sweet.
Hell yeah!
You recruit 13 of the Bruins.
Sheesh.
We'll say that's 6 of the people, or 7 of the people, 6 of the bears.
I want 6 people, 7 bears.
Get some more people that can speak common.
Yeah.
So yeah, you recruit 13 of them. They are 3 away from being able to be formed into a troop with a week of downtime. But Gustavari, do you recruit Bruins as well, or what do you do?
Okay, first of all, would there be a separate check if I wanted to curry favor with Hura? Just what I'm trying to do is help establish the new sanctuary. So try and clear out any hurdles coming up. If the ecosystem is not harmonizing in certain areas, go and harmonize that. And then just do all of that. If you think that merits a check just on its own, we'll just focus on that. If you think that can like tie into also recruiting some of the Bruins, maybe like half a number or something, then I can do that as well.
Yeah, I think that'd be fair on that. So we'll have 2 checks on that one. You kind of like have we'll say disadvantage on that D8 roll for it. Yeah, so kind of Kostavari is going through, basically just trying to like kind of help. It sounds like protect as well as just kind of like bring to life this new sanctuary. Is that fair?
Yeah, and we're working very closely with Rayer as well, so that'll help.
Give me a nature check or religion, your choice.
Go with nature.
Nice. So you spend a good week within the borders of this sanctuary, working alongside Raynor. You get to see like it almost feels like a little bit of a homecoming to you. Like it feels like a mini younger version of the Oria Forest. You start to see creatures you haven't seen in ages. You see dinosaurs beginning to walk through these plains. You see these other you see some of the shifters begin to make their way through, being transported by the warden and the cultivator from the Orient Forest and other sanctuaries to kind of begin just populating this forest. And you're able to go through kind of adding your own natural magics, helping kind of burnish areas where the fortifications may be needed, and just bring some stability to
Yeah,
the
she's almost like role playing as a junior cultivator as she goes about all of this.
And you do see like you don't hear anything, but you do see some of like the plants, some of the animals begin to gather towards you. You see some of the plant, like the flowers bloom as you pass. Some of the plant animals kind of nuzzle up towards you, the smaller ones, even some of the larger ones as well. Just like almost giving a sign of favor as well as you kind of make your way through. And do see a nod of approval from Raynar and some of the Bruins too. Give me a 1d8 with disadvantage, but still plus
Yeah.
5.
Is it Keep Lois? I think KL.
KL1, I think it's.
Let's try. Okay. Yeah.
Weird one.
Look at that roll. The 2 rolls. Okay.
The double ones. All right. So it was going to be a 6 either way you went. But with that does bring up the total number of people. What would that be? 10 people, 9 bears that you've recruited as you bring in more of the Bruins of Fessia and swell your numbers once again. Bringing it up because that's what 19. Bringing the Gavels back into 46 members when it was pretty much just the Bears, the B Squad, and the officers before this.
Nice.
Wisteria, Crash, Will, what do you guys do?
Well, I think I'm still gonna do it. I was planning on just doing some recruiting.
If you want to work together, we can try to go for recruiting a troop directly with 2 successes, maybe.
Sure. Yeah, why not? I think Will would just try to focus on how you may have heard of the Gavel of Ivasera, of our deeds, of winning the tournament, of helping take back Kata, blah, blah, blah. He talks about like some of the great things that we have some of become famous or perhaps infamous for, the good stuff. But he's going to sort of emphasize that you also probably have heard of our devastating losses recently, and with your help, you could help make the Gavel of Ivasera, which is known as a great organization, into something even better. Better, stronger, smarter, faster, more magical, all that good stuff. But we need
Wisteria, how do you
help.
play out that?
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is go through a lot of like the records that I have access to regarding the military troops here and try to figure out like who shows kind of an extra bit of spirit in the past couple combats we've had to retake this place, who seems like they're willing to go the extra mile, and who seems like they would fit in well with like the culture of the Gavel. And then so I'll just tell Will like, hey, make sure you're at like this gathering hall at this time, because there will be like X number of people there that I think are good candidates, and like kind of do the logistics for where he speaks and when to optimize for the people that she thinks would be good fits.
Perfect. All right, give me some rolls.
Right.
Solid. So you guys, well, you actually would have succeeded on one of them at least, but you guys are able to go through and find a strong legion of troops that are a strong squad of troops that just had been feeling dissatisfied, had been working mercenary work to kind of aid this fight, but felt like they needed to change. Oh, who? Well, I would say by roles, but I'll let you guys choose. Who is this squad kind of leaning more towards? Who is this squad, or who would this troop belong to?
Well, I mean, you're the one who rolled a 41. I feel like should go to you.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I mean, she is sort of hand-picking people with the logistics planning, so I imagine Will is just kind of like, okay, I'll go here and do this thing, like whatever, like just following her instructions without really understanding the madness behind the strategy. But kind of that causes it to lean more towards the people that Wisteria would think be a good fit. I don't know if there's like a stat block for this or something that we would use, but one thing, like the Baron was kind of talking about his scouts and stuff. It'd be kind of cool if we had our own troop of like scouts that were good for like information gathering or planning ahead or something. I think that would fit well with Wisteria. But if you have like another idea for a troop for her, that'd be cool too.
Perfect. We'll see if we can find a good scout troop block, and then that'll be Wisteria's new kind of personal troops. Perfect. Last but not least, Crash. What do you do downtime?
Oh, also, sorry. How many of them are there?
16.
Okay.
Crash will be using his downtime to craft. He's going to be taking all that he can. Since no one claimed it, he's going to be taking the pieces of promise that Mockery had left behind. He won't use that right now, but for now, he's going to be taking a small, tiny portion of that eternal flame in Monument to G. And he's going to be trying to craft a spell heart item. Now, to do so, a couple things need to be met, to which Crash has the majority of. To look at feats, he needs magical crafting, but it also needs the spells in order to craft the spell. So, he is going to purchase scrolls for those spells, which are Ignition and Fireball.
Okay. Do you have something custom for you?
Oh yeah, I need that. Probably yoinking Belric. One moment.
No, Belric has Fireball. What cantrips? What druid cantrips did Belric go with?
I mean, I can change them daily, but
That's true.
Yeah, what I
Just having.
yeah. So.
Oh, I just remembered something I forgot that we can quickly do. Is it possible for me to get? There's an item I want to buy, and I just want to do it like super fast. And I'm wondering if this can be purchased here. I just recently learned that there is an item of higher, like I early on in the game just bought fine clothing just for flavor reasons. No, it doesn't do anything mechanically. But I found out there is something even higher than that. High fashion fine clothing that costs 55 gold. That gives an item bonus when dealing with nobles. Can I purchase that or have that commissioned?
Unfortunately, not if I can't. But once you guys do retake Krenta, have a city, you could definitely find a merchant there. Any consumables are purchasable at the camp, but anything that's not a consumable really isn't purchased at the camp.
Okay, I'm back. So Crash will probably pull Belric for someone who can cast those, since both of those are on the primal list.
Yes, I would certainly assist.
So with that, Crash would typically need a formula, but he has another sheet that's going to help massively here. He doesn't need a formula if he can just... Where is it? Hold on. I have it. I got it from one of my archetypes.
Wait, what are you looking for?
I have the inventor feat that I'm looking for right now. Is it my general feat?
Check bonus feats as well at the very end.
Thank you. Snowcrafter gadget specialist. He does have the inventor feat. I know that for a fact. Oh. Oh, it was... That's why. It was underneath... Inventor was underneath Inventor. The Inventor archetype, I should say. So that tripped me up there. But I have the Inventor, which allows me to spend downtime to invent a common formula and craft it.
And you know the formula just lets you do it like with less time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So you can definitely spend a day crafting this. What formula? What's the spell heart you're looking to build?
it is... I should have it. It is the fire one.
Stone hearts? What are these?
Spell hearts. Basically,
Spell
they
hearts?
act like talismans, but rather than being consumables, they are a permanent magic item that you... Well, not permanent. It's more so that they're not used up. They are an invested item. Flaming Star. It is a Flaming Star specifically. And let's see here.
Are you doing that as a grader?
That is the plan.
Perfect. So that's a level 8.
Oh, sorry. No, greater is... Why is that saying... Oh, that's flaming. That's just the flaming rune. Why did... Sorry there.
Yeah, no worries.
Yep, greater.
So that's
Yep,
level 8 items. So that'd be so crafting check with that level. So it'd be DC 24. And your thing gives you this, where it's just like craft to spend it at half the price. That'd be you 12.5 gold. Took the crafting check on a success. Either finish the formula by paying the difference. All right. Are you just spending one day on that?
Pretty much.
Okay. Sweet. Yeah. Give me a crafting check.
I'm going to use a hero point on that.
Yeah.
There we go.
Perfect. That's a level 8 item, so I imagine that is a crit success. Yeah, that is a crit success. So you bring that price down by that earned income piece, I believe. And that is level 8. Oh, so you're level 11. You bring that down. What are you, a crafter? Are you trained or expert?
I am master.
Master, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. You bring that down by 8 gold pieces.
By how many gold pieces?
8.
8. Got
So
it.
that brings it down to 17.
To 17? Nice. So with that, let me subtract the gold there, and the rest of the downtime shall be crafting that item.
Perfect. And then with formula, since you have the formula now, they gives you what, like a day or two off? I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I looked at the formula piece. That gives you what, a day less setup?
Yeah, so just one day for crafting it. Oh, yeah, for the setup. Yeah.
Sweet. So you've got 6 days on that side. If you decide to spend all 6 days on it, you can earn income. Those days try to bring that price down too.
Could I craft multiple of them? Or no?
You can. Got the money?
Let's see here. I do indeed. Because it's half price to craft them, right?
No. So the earned income piece would minus from it. So each day you
I
spend
see.
would bring that down. It's usually full price.
Yeah, you if you spend a very long amount of time, you can get it to half price.
Understood. So in that case, I will spend 2 days on 3.
Okay. And just before we do all that, what's your plan for the spell hearts? Remember, you have to be able to cast to be able to use a spell heart.
Yep. He's going to be giving them to the party. 1 to Will, 1 to Callie, and 1 to Belric.
Okay. Okay. Give
Because-
me 3. Okay.
Oh, because you can either affix them to a weapon or to your armor, and it has effects depending on what you do. For armor, since this is greater, it gives you 5 resistance to fire. Yippee!
Oh,
Cool.
So, what? I'm using a hero point.
Oof.
Wow.
Oh goodness.
yeesh.
2. Oh goodness.
No way.
3.
There we
One of
go.
them is better than the rest. 1.
Okay. The good thing is, I think, because you didn't get lower than a 24, right?
I got a 24.
So that works good because it's a level 8 item. So you do succeed at all of these, and you spent an extra day for them. So you do get to bring off 3 GP from that. Oh, and actually, that first thing I messed up. You would. Oh, so it's 8 GP either way. Never mind. But you still get to bring, because the Master Legendary is the same for level 11 for the 8 GP. So you minus that from that initial one. But for the second one, you do a minus 3 GP from each of those that you built. And the one that you got a 34, you get to minus 3 GP as well. Or 4 GP, sorry.
4 GP?
I wouldn't mind giving mine to Wisteria. With Spellheart, I believe you don't have to know how to cast spells. It comes with spell attack.
Unfortunately, it does specify
DC.
in the spell art trait. So basically, the DC's there if you have trick magic item.
Mysteria doesn't have trick magic.
Yeah. Oh shoot! Nice. So let's see here. That's going to cost me 1,265. Got it.
Perfect. How's Crash go about crafting those?
So he spends quite a bit of time hammering away, kind of occasionally putting his hand to the handprint that Jeet put onto him. He is forging with the fires of Nar, literally using the obsidian's edge to give him those fires of Nar, and taking this flame, this eternal flame, and splitting it into 3, and just hammering at it and reshaping it into this, like, pretty much these small emblems of a hand, like as if Jeet's own handprint. But there would be these burning embers constantly in this controlled flame, like almost like a charcoal that's right about before it's going to blaze.
Nice.
And he would give these to, as said before, Belric, Will, and if Callie's giving it to Wisteria, then Wisteria.
Yes.
Let
So
me
what
post-
should I look for in the compendium if I were to add such a thing to my inventory?
Flaming Star Greater.
So how this works, it does have a spell DC, but if you're a caster, you use your own DC for it. Yeah, I thought these were so cool when I found them. And this one gives you the ignition spell as well as Fireball. Sorry, produce flames. No, ignition. Because that's what produce flame got turned into. Right?
Yeah, it looks like. Well, it seems to be both. Maybe.
You get both. It is produce flame is now ignition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
So now Will has fireball.
Well, I don't have a weapon to attach it to. So I might just do the armor version.
Does that
Yeah,
staff
that
count
gives
as a
you-
weapon?
I don't know. Probably, maybe. I don't know.
Worst case scenario, you would you can apply it to your fist or like to your clothes. But yeah, you can. I would recommend applying it to your clothes because that gives you 5 resistance to fire.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And can this be moved from one piece of equipment to another?
Yeah,
Or
it's the same. It's the same downtime activity, or rather, rest activity as affixing a talisman.
okay.
It also takes the same slot, so you can't have a talisman and have a spell card item.
Interesting.
So, if you can have a spell heart on your armor and a talisman on your weapon, but you couldn't have a talisman and a spell heart on your weapon.
All right. One final question before I stop bothering you about it. What level would it be casting Fireball?
It is at its lowest level.
Third
Okay.
level.
Gotcha.
But Fireball is Fireball.
For sure. Resistance
And,
to fire would, I think, be quite helpful for me in particular.
And it should give you the DC too for the because it'll give you when you click the flaming star, it should pop up on your spell list at the bottom with Fireball using that DC for the thing.
Oh, for spell hearts, if you're already a caster, you get to use your own DC.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. So the only person who needs to worry about the spell attack and DC would be Wisteria. But for Belric, he already has 1 slot for Fireball. Now he's doubled those. For Wisteria, now she has a Fireball. For Will, now he has Fireball. A little bit of juice, resting warmly with each of the gavels. And
Nice.
not only is that Crash's downtime, that's unfortunately I have to briefly tap out. There's something I have to attend to. Keep the session going without me. Best wishes, y'all. Sorry for having to skedaddle so suddenly.
Thanks.
See?
All right, so yeah, so you guys are able to go through, kind of spend your week recruiting members to the Gavels. Because what's that bringing it up to? Because you got 16 from Calais, 16 from Will and Wisteria combined. So that's 32, mixed with another 13 from Belric and 6 from Calais. So that's 19, 32 plus 19, 41, 51. So you guys have brought in another kind of legion of the Gavels. Some good red shirts now in the mix as well, but now you've got 3 troops once again. Also, you guys do have the gavel downtime. Is there anything that you want the organization as a whole to do? One thing I would mention as well is you can have the organization spend their week to convert some of those red shirts, 16 of those red shirts, into a troop too.
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
Perfect. Well, Will, you're left, so Will, they'll be your troop.
Sure. I don't know what kind of troop would best suit Will, but maybe I'll look it up or something. I don't know.
What are your just initial thoughts?
Oh man, who would be following Will? So does Crash still have the gun?
No, they all died. Everybody but the Bruins died, or the Bears died.
Right. So we don't. So what we already have is just what I'm wondering, because we just got that new one. Oh, we basically just have the Scouts, right?
And then Scouts, the Bears,
and the Bears.
Bruins, and then Kilstavaria's Arboreals.
Oh right, yeah. That's I knew there was more, but I couldn't remember because okay. Is there such thing as a support troop. I don't know if such a thing would exist. But I mean, just keeping it with it thematically, and if we ever get in another thing, it would be cool to have something that is also good at the thing that Will typically does.
Okay.
If
You're
not,
kinda like a
but I
medic
don't know. Is there such a thing as a medic troop?
I can make one.
Oh, okay. Sure.
There may be in Warfare 2. I'm not really sure. War Cry, Battle Cry, whatever it's called. There may be one. But yeah, we could definitely. So we can make a medic troop.
Sure. Let's try it.
Okay.
It's trying to learn from our past mistakes and having people around who can keep the soldiers alive, hopefully. Or here's a. No, never mind. Don't worry about it. I had a thought.
Curiosity's always been my hardship.
Yeah. So I was before anyone else said anything. I was planning to do a recruiting, just being like, "Hey, you are never gonna be in combat. We just need sailors. That's all we need right now. So join us. We need the Gavel of Vivacera needs sailors to help run our ships because we don't have enough people to run the 2 ships we own. That was my initial plan before we even started the session. But then it seemed more efficient to use my time to recruit, to help recruit the troop, because we ended up recruiting a whole lot. This more than I expected.
Perfect. Luckily, these guys can help you crew the ship again, and you've got rowers once again for both ships. Because for a while, you guys are going to have to leave that second, the tipped scale behind with the lack of rowers.
Right.
But yeah, so luckily you've got that there. So I think the medic troop would be a good fit for Will. Was to keep the Gavels alive. All right, well, let's get into that. So, outside, is there anything else you all do as you spend the week? And as you guys are going through spending your week, you start to see some of the news trickling in. You hear about Baron Narax, the servant of Shinzo Z's proclamation that Shinzo is going to be playing with his old friend Sandric, sending monsters, cultists, demons alike out to play with him and to show the world a true hero. You see throughout that week as well, just kind of the other bits of news that come up regarding kind of the Drix of Squad 7 returning to Eteria, a piece of Emperor Eter's soul, giving it to General Thrax due to the Legion's help with Squad 7 being able to just find these cultists. And you do, one of the things you hear too is that there was a bit of a triumph for a being now called the Flame Killer. The ice giant that felled Agnijit has been lauded, we'll say, with his bittersweet win, or what they're trying to propaganda into a win of felling one of the Gavels who took out their war chief Danaka. So you see a lot of news about that as you guys spend the week recruiting, preparing. You see the war camp itself kind of preparing itself to start kind of leaving in defenses to keep Kanda as a stronghold, or the ruins of Kanda as a stronghold. But you see the troops beginning to mobilize, beginning to kind of get back into marching order, units being reformed after the losses of Reclamation Day, everybody just preparing to march to Krenta and retake the city. Is there anything that you guys want to do? And I think I mentioned this a while back too, but for the retaking of Krenta, this is going to be a little bit more of a skill challenge mixed with a faction role. We're not going to do a whole big battle for you guys retaking the city. But before we get into that, is there anything that you all want to do at camp?
Investigate I saw the headline that it seems that Will wants to know what the fuck happened to Squad 7 after seeing that in the news.
Oh, that was an older news piece. So you guys saw that in there. They tried to stop a ritual in Messia where the children of Mialo, as well as the Vampire Council, were doing some dark ritual. The news never really got into what the details of said ritual were, but they were using a piece of a terrorist soul. The other Squad 7 members perished in the attempt, but Drix was injured prior to going in there, and they decided to send him with the piece of the soul out, and the rest have vanished or dead in the attempt. The priests of Thana have looked for their souls in Thanateros, but have found no souls either for Squad 7 or the other champions of Messia.
Shameful. Pour one out. We forget ending the pandemonium. We're going for revenge. That's our new goal.
Rescue Squad 7. Prove to them we are better, but make sure that they're alive and well to know that we are better than them.
We got to make sure you're alive so we can still talk shit to you.
Yeah, exactly. Callista Varia, the last day in camp, at nighttime, she will just send out gratitude towards Power and let her know that she awaits, Power's instructions for calling in her favor.
You see a citrine feather kind of like fall from the sky and kind of land near your feet.
Yeah, I think Rosaria's not spending a lot of time on it and focusing on the other tasks we already discussed, but she's starting to kind of map out Kanda and start thinking about after the war, like, oh, this will be a good residential area, this will be a good place for like a marketplace, and starting to kind of plan ahead to the town that we're going to be in charge of at some point, because she feels pretty confident in that and is looking forward to it.
Perfect. Look. Go ahead, Derek.
I was just gonna say Belric probably would be like up north, like in the sanctuary, just assisting with like the building and kind of like continuing to like get that going.
Perfect. As you guys spend that week going through, eventually you do start to see the camp beginning to break down. You see the forces of Kata marshaling and beginning to march out of Kanda with the Baron at the head. Same look. He looks weary. You see dark circles beneath his eyes, but he still has zeal or determination behind him as he mounts his griffin and begins leading the troops. You do see the airship is left behind at Kanda. You've seen like throughout the week they've been spending just hours and days trying to repair that airship and get it ready for the final battle, but they're leaving it behind at Kanda for at least this offensive. So this time you see the Baron take off on his griffin, leading the forces through, and they begin to make their way to Krenta. And I think we'll resolve this one and we'll wrap up on this. But as you guys march through, because you guys have troops behind you now, once again, you have squads of Gavels kind of marching with you. We're going to do a little bit of a skill adventure, and this skill adventure will basically see if you're able to earn some rerolls for the kind of the warfare piece of this. If you guys get 5 successes before 3 failures, you'll be able to earn 3 rerolls when it comes to the sacking of Krenta. But if you fail, there will be some consequences there. So you guys, basically, this will be a skill adventure where you'll be able to go through describing how you're either leading your troops or other front lines as you all attack the giant controlled city of Krenta, being able to describe how your PC is directly aiding the war effort, and is always kind of playing off of whatever the person ahead of you added to the fiction on that side. So I will set the stage as you guys are kind of thinking of what actions you're taking. But it's a arduous march as you guys take the week to cross through the lands of Kata, moving from moving from Kanda over to the city of Krenta. Ahead of you, as you start to see the city in the horizon, you see a legion of giants and other children of Taish. They're monsters, they're beasts that they have fomented into their army. You see enormous catapults. You see rocks blocking out bits of the sun as they spread their long wings and fly overhead, prepared to attack. You see giant archers haphazardly atop the walls of Krenta, drawing back bows that are taller than a man and unleashing arrows that can pierce through squads. Casters chanting fell rituals. You all approach this. You see the allies you've assembled. You see the Kingsmen from Ascenta. You see the two prefects who have joined the cause. You see all of the Cotton forces arrayed around you. But you guys are at the head of the gavels. How do you all aid this war effort? You guys are about 0 successes out of 5, no failures. What do you do?
So Wisteria typically fights from the rear, using her long range and keen eye to an advantage. But this time she's going to go ahead with her scouts and kind of from the vanguard move carefully and trying to identify any openings and weak spots in the Giants' forces and looking for places that we can focus our attacks for an advantage and sending information back to the other troops in the Baron to coordinate all those efforts. Kind of thinking if I could use a perception roll as I'm leading the scouts.
Yeah, perception or warfare would be perfect.
Cool.
Do that stand?
It's I still have 3 hero points left. I'll do that. I'll let that one stand.
Perfect. Wisteria, you and your new band of troops are able to kind of utilize your high mobility and stealth to maneuver behind, kind of around the enemy lines, finding different pieces of intel, loosing arrows when needed, and just able to kind of use your kind of abilities to just get the lay of the land, providing a clear stream of information to the Baron, Royce, and just allowing you guys to start planning and just really enhancing the momentum of the Cotton forces as they move towards the city of Krenta, earning your first success out of 5 with 0 failures. With Wisteria going through and scouting, you see some of the clashes of the armies going through, giants barreling into the troops, arrows flying from both directions. Who is next, and what do you do?
Belric's used to being on top of a mast and kind of navigating, but I think in this case he's going to be navigating the land, so to speak. So he would try to find like a higher area to look, but say like, hey, like let's be as efficient as possible and move downhill, and then maybe like move across, like as they're crossing the terrains, like let's avoid these difficult terrains. Let's fall under these trees that are shaded so that you're, retaining water better. So really just like trying to do kind of like a make people folks as efficient as possible as they're going across the lands.
Perfect. Give me either a survival or nature check.
I'm going to save the nature for somebody else and go with survival, because that's... And I'm going to hero point that. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. This is my last one. Shiza.
Unfortunately, as you approach the giants, they've they've studied this terrain. They know they built in surprises to areas where they think it may be a first look, it may be more traversable for the troops. And you start to see kind of pits falling through with spikes at the bottom. Some of the troops is coming to that. You see different ambushes as the giants emerge from different areas where it looked like there may have been hill or space, popping out with some of their wargs and some of their birds and creatures that can hide easily and assaulting the troops. Earning the first failure, putting you guys at 1 success, 1 failure, with 4 successes to go. Who's next?
As Callie, when she sees that there are traps and hazards laid by the giants, she will bring a couple of arboreals. Well, she'll spread them out, and she will do the same thing where she asks them to talk to the plants, the few plants that are in the area, to get information from the root systems, and make sure that we have firm terrain to go on. Any kind of information we can get about the terrain or the passage of troops from the very simple flowers, she will try and get that.
All right, give me an H check.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So, okay, nature check. All right, no hero points, so that's the roll.
Nice.
Yeah, you between the boreals and Callie's own nature being able to speak to the plants, it takes about to piece together kind of some of the plants' more simplistic perception, but between those troops and Callie, you're able to do so, finding where some of the wargs and rocks are hiding in the trees and in the forest, finding where the giants have dug out the earth beneath and put the facade of plant life. You're able to kind of help navigate the troops, getting them closer in, and kind of getting the troops in the fray as you start to see the clashes go between the giants that have taken up the residence in Krenta and the Cotton Alliance going through. You see troops clashing, rocks flying through the air, along with arrows flying. And Will, you are up next.
All right. I think Will would like to try to utilize the fact that he is very noticeable a lot of the time. He is quite good at being seen. He can make himself glow very brightly. He can fly up above the battlefield and with giant translucent golden wings. Like, he's very noticeable. And so he would like to try to use that to organize a feint. And I'm hoping to use my deception to try to deceive the enemies into thinking that we are doing something other than what we are actually trying to do.
All right, yeah, give me a deception check.
Sweet. Making sure there's no bonuses I'm forgetting. All right, go.
Nice.
That I will
You're
take.
able to go through, kind of shining Rashaniel's light brightly across the battlefield, distracting the kind of the forces just long enough for another legion of the Cotton forces to kind of maneuver in, pushing closer to the city, spears blazing out as they start to gain traction, putting you guys at 3 successes out of 5 with 1 failure, and bringing you all in to the next round. What do y'all do?
Who has hero points left?
I have 2.
I think you two should go first.
I also have 2. I can't remember. Sorry, go ahead.
Maybe this is just some of the scouts. Maybe this is more forces. But could we say that we brought some small, like, canoes and other water vehicles and do sort of an attack from the water side as we, direct the forces from different angles, and take advantage of the fact that Krenta's on the shore, as I kind of lead some troops that way?
Definitely. Anything in a piloting check?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Hey.
Whoa! Whoa!
Ooh.
Solid. Utilizing some of the boats that I kind of went through, kind of like went from the coast of Kanda, kind of following along the coast, avoiding the Acarian blockade. Wisteria, you're able to kind of marshal them or kind of give them the best directions from your point on the ground to begin assaulting Krenta from the sea as well. You see ballistas and cannons sound off from those ships, beginning to pelt at the walls of Krenta, kind of pushing through the giant forces, earning you with a crit on that one, or sorry, nat 20 on that one. Your last 2 successes out of 5, earning you guys the advantages. Your forces begin to just hammer into the giants, hitting them from the ground, hitting them from the sea as you guys push towards to retaking the city of Krenta, earning you guys another 3 rerolls for the war effort, which I think puts you at 11, if I remember right. I think you had 8 before.
Yeah, that's what I have written down. Was 8.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So the last piece is the forces are joined. The battle is between land and sea, with all the forces of Kata pushing against this giant stronghold. The last piece is to roll the war die and see how that goes through. Luckily, you all are now, you are at a D12 or 12 D10s versus the giants 11 D10s. So you have a little bit of advantage there. I'm going to go through and roll my D10s. I'll allow you guys to divide amongst yourselves how you want to roll that.
Works out to 3 each.
3 each. Yeah.
And it's
3D
6 or
10?
higher we're looking for.
Oh,
or
look
higher.
at their rolls. They're back on their bullshit.
Ugh. Okay, here. Oh, we got rerolls. Let's see what.
The hero points don't work for these ones too.
8. They have 8 successes.
3d10 each, yeah?
Yeah.
I got 1 crit, 1 8.
All right, the giants have 7 successes.
Okay, Callie rolls better than G. So I have 3.
You got 3 so far. Sorry, 5. And then Callie, 8. All right. So that is because the Giants had 7. You guys didn't roll any ones, right? Nope, no ones.
No.
Perfect. So as you all push through, hammering them from sea and land, you start to eventually start pushing these giants back. You see arrows flying through, felling the giants, the rocks. You see spear lines, phalanxes kind of pushing through, coordinating their attacks against the rock. The wargs and other monsters of Taish. You see the prefects launching magic and spear and everything to kind of continue the war effort, pushing forward, pushing harder. And it's a long day of fighting, but eventually you all look around and you start to hear the beating drums of the giants as they march their retreat, pulling back from Krenta. You guys one by one, so not enough to reduce the giant forces again, but enough to push them out of the city as you guys have retaken Krenta for the Cotton Alliance.
Hell yeah. How many did we need? Like, could we have used rerolls to, or do we want to save those for next battles?
Can we save on?
Yeah.
We won. Let's take it.
I love the narrative that Wisteria was vital in the planning and preparation and build-up, and then absolutely useless during the actual conflicts. I didn't roll any successes on my D10s, but
That's all right.
got 3 successes on the skill challenge.
She's channeling the spirit of G. Don't worry.
Yeah, Gina always had a rough time with those war rolls. But with that, you guys have taken the city of Krenta. I've got to find a new calendar app because Simple Calendar does not like work with version 13 of Foundry. So that is on my to-do list to mark the passage of time because you guys have a week of downtime, a week of marching. So I will need to update that on my calendar if I have to find a new calendar app. But I think you guys are around. Let me look at the news. So it should be the 16th of Thotton at this point. With Burger here gone, we will wrap here. Next session, we will dive into what is faction arc. That was hard to remember. And we'll dive into that one and kind of get that portion going. Then after that, there'll be another week of downtime. Will and Mysteria, your factions will have something for you in the meantime with those pieces as well. And then after that, and we'll kind of follow the same cadence too. Week of downtime, more war peace, and then eventually the group will be set to take the city of Kata. And that will end the war effort as a whole. I'm hoping to wrap that up probably like 5 sessions, or probably 6 sessions to be safe on that side, with taking the city of Kata, wrapping up the two or the remaining faction arcs, and then you guys will get to decide between appointing a administrator for your city, staying some time to kind of get it in order before setting off on your next adventure, or kind of just taking right back off, hitting the seas and finding where the Gavel crew wants to go next. But yeah, so everybody join us next week. We're doing B Squad. I'm not sure what the B Squad adventure will be yet, but there'll be a B Squad adventure for those who are here. And then we'll have Thanksgiving off and then come back with the Gavels to kind of continue the adventure. So everybody join us next Tuesday, and we'll see you all next time.